Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing with you another estate sale tool haul. And what I got here, I paid $60 for. The highlight of it is this compound or cross slide vise, as well as what you see back there is a 72-inch Starrett Rule. So let me lay this out and I'll take it. So the first item I'm going to share with you is this cross slide vise, and I was looking for one of these for a little bit of time when I was working on the drill presses. I thought this would be great to have on top of one of the drill presses and make quick work of things. This is the number 100 Grizzly. It is an import. Made in China would be my guess, but these are expensive. When I was looking at these, even at Harbor Freight, I want to say they were 80-90 bucks, and the cheapest I found this online was I think 109, but I think a regular retail on it is 149. So it was covered in sawdust, and I cleaned it up and I lubed it up, and it seems to work pretty nicely now. As you can see here, all the jaws and the cross slides work pretty effortlessly. What I used is just a light oil on it, and then I wiped it off just so, you know, when I do use it, it won't get a lot of sawdust and whatnot. The other thing I like about it is it's, you know, when you get it in position, you could actually lock it down so it'll have zero play. And that's what I noticed about this that seems to be working well, is that, you know, this is all adjusted in time, these keyway type things, and it is rock solid. So I think when I use it, the function will be great. All right, moving that out of the way for now is a Scout Crafter induced purchase, as I'm sure many of you have done in the past as well. And that is these scissors here that you see. First one I'll show you here is this one that says the Ideal on it. And it's got a patent on it, so I should look that up. But it's got like this thumb screw on it that just seems to you know, you could apply a little bit of pressure to make them, I'm assuming, really crisp and precise. I do not know a lot about scissors, but I thought those were cool and unique. This pair, to me, almost looked like it was super vintage. Look at that way that was pinned in there and peened in there and over. Look at the way the jaws are on it with that sharp finish. I have no idea what type of scissors they are, but I can tell you just by looking at these are very old. They measure almost a foot long if I had to guess, just eyeballing it. Got some pitting on it, but this I think would be fun to clean up. It does have the slightest little play in there, so I'd have to kind of squeeze this together to take that out. And it's dull as can be. I tried to cut something with it. It had zero bite to it, so I thought that was kind of neat. This is just said, I grabbed it because it said Booker USA, you know, a good old vintage pair of USA scissors. And this one seemed to work okay. Give it a quick test. This just reminds me of the one that the teacher would have in her drawer, right? Feels like that's the one that I used to see in all the teachers' drawers growing up in their desks. And then this is just a small pair of tin snips. This is only 7 inches, and I just felt like, you know, it really would be great. The blades on it seem good, and it'd be really good to just get into those tight little corners. Next up are some screwdrivers, and these are some really nice Craftsman USA Professional Series. There's a real small one, a number 1 Phillips, or maybe even a 0. This is a number 2 with very little wear on it, and you know, I always grab these when I can because people love the Professional Series and they go for good money, and they're great collectibles. And this one just has a little bit of wear to the actual coating on it, but no damage whatsoever, in great condition. The one thing I did notice about these Professional Series versus other ones I got in the past is that the plastic seems a lot harder and just not as comfortable in the hand. Here's an older one I have, and it's almost more of a rubbery feeling. This one is way more comfortable. So I don't know if this one has a model number on it. No, different model numbers. But essentially, they are the same exact screwdriver. The tip was a little different on this one. I'm guessing these were newer. It does have a they're both made by Western Forge. One says R, one says L on it. Not sure if that means anything. I prefer the older ones as they are softer. And then I found this. This is a leather punch. It measures, I don't know, about 10 inches long. And the way this works is when you want to punch a hole in leather, you just kind of set the hole to the size you want and squeeze it. This one says made in England. And I don't do leather work or anything like that, but I figured it could come in handy when doing a project, or maybe needed a strap or something to make a hole in, or if who knows, I needed to notch another hole in my belt as I'm eating a lot of food for the holidays. And what I could see online, these are going for about $15-20. This next item is a little pair of pliers, and it says Sergeant on it. See it on the handle here. It seems really well made. It almost clamps down. Not sure what it is. It's kind of small. Measures, if I had to guess, about 4 inches. I got all these rules back here. You'd think I would use one. I did move the 72-inch Starrett, which I'll show you at the end. But yeah, about 4.5 inches. Pretty good for an eyeball. If you know what this is for, let me know. I'm just not 100% sure. I think it might be used to hold, I don't know, something with a groove, maybe a piece of solder or something like that. Not sure. So thought it was pretty cool. Oiled it up. Works great. Over here I got an old pair of Kreuters. And look at this. It's maybe one of Scoutcrafter's ancestors might have owned this back in the day with the Scoutcrafter Red. Nice pair of Kreuters. I wonder if that was factory. It must have been, but who knows. The teeth on it, unfortunately, are a little beat up, but that'll be a fun little project to play with. This I thought was kind of cool. I picked up a pair similar to this that said West Germany recently, and it had those cool finger grips on it. This is a heavy insulated 8-inch lineman's pliers, and they're just in great shape. And what I like about this is I bet you I could take these handles off in a little bit of warm water, pull them off, and clean this up to the nth degree, as everything seems in great shape. So that is a West Germany pair of pliers. All right, and the next thing I came across here was this screwdriver, and I thought it was just really cool. It said made in Canada, Robertson. It was actually branded Robertson. It's got the Robinson tip on it. I just thought that was really neat. And this guy liked his square tips. This is a whole bag of square tips. They say there's got to be at least 30 of them in there, and as you can see there it is, all made in the USA. Whenever I could find bits, whether it's Phillips or Robinson bits or just any old bits that are made in the USA, I grab them, because they're hard to find these days. Almost nothing's made in the USA. Case in point right here, DeWalt. Found this there, and this says 1999 on it. This package is from, and the contents in here, as you could see there, said made in the USA as well as Taiwan. And my guess is probably the little adapter here was made in Taiwan, and these bits were made in the USA. They're definitely good steel. All right, wrapping up the last few items here until I get to those rules. This, my wife was just moseying around and holding stuff for me, and she grabbed this and threw it in. I didn't even know I got it until I got home. And this is for pushing wood through the table saw. It's kind of funny. She had no idea what it was for, but she must have had a premonition. So I was going to lose some fingers. So I got that. And then just some really nice machinist tools. And these are big. These measure about 9 inches, and these are, to measure the outside diameter. And they were just in great shape. Everything was super smooth on them. They did not have any branding on them, so I don't know if they were knockoffs or not. And same thing here for measuring the inside. These did not have any branding on them either, but just in really great shape. And, larger size ones, which I did not have. And then this here is a really large calipers here. And, take a look at these. These measure 12 inches. And I guess you could put this on, something and then measure from here to here. Or actually, you'd measure the inside, I guess, and then you would measure from here to here. And what I liked about these is that they said Robert Sorby, Sheffield, England. So these actually had a little bit of branding on them. Everything seemed to work great. Now let's take a look at these rules. All right, so the star of this show is this monster Starrett 72-inch, spans the length of the top of my toolbox and then some. And we'll take a look at that in a second. Let me get these smaller rules out of the way. First one says Farragut on it, and that's just a 24-inch rule made in the USA, as you can see there. And this other one was in great shape. It measures 40 inches, equivalent of 100 centimeters. And this one, unfortunately, though, says Swordfish on it, brand, made in China. So boo-hoo on that one. Couldn't see it till I got out of the basement. Nor did I realize that this monster was going to say Starrett on it when I got it out. And how cool is this? It actually has a date due on it, which says 6/4/73. So I'm not sure what that means, but that kind of would be my guess on where it dates back to. Look how thick this is. It measures 2.5 millimeters in thickness. It barely even bows when you hold it straight out. And can you imagine what this would have cost, or what it would still cost if you had to buy one of these new? Now this one is kind of beat up. I'm hoping I could clean it up on the fiber wheel and a lot of the lettering won't come out of it. It is recessed, the lettering, so I probably, if I cleaned it up, could lay some black paint in it. But I gotta imagine that a machinist would absolutely love to have something like this, or a woodworker that does precise work. And it is branded on both sides, you know, it kind of flips over. So I had just never seen one of those before. I couldn't find a lot on it. A quick eBay search didn't yield any results. I was just curious to see if they still made these, and if they did, what the heck something like this would cost, knowing what Starrett goes for. All right, wrapping this video up. Got some scissors and snips there. Here's this Grizzly cross slide vise. Can't beat that for what I paid for this whole haul, $60. That monster Starrett Rule. I got a whole bunch of bits, some measuring instruments, love the Craftsman screwdrivers, the leather punch, and some other goodies. So like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one, as I got some great other tool hauls coming up.